having issues with cost of living expenses. So, posting for a friend who also happens to be our tenant. This friend currently rents an RV spot from us on our personal property. We were recently informed that they are overextended and may have a hard time paying the lot rent of $400 due to their poor financial choices. As they are a friend, I offered to review their finances with them and work with them for 90 days on rent. However, after looking at what they have going on, I'm not sure what they can actually do to get out of their situation without getting a second job or claiming some form of bankruptcy. They have looked at refinancing both their RV and vehicle but are unable to do so due to interest rates being so high. They have applied for and were denied a personal loan that they were going to use to pay off their credit cards. I offer up what I have of their finances to Reddit to see if you may have any additional advice. We live in a moderate cost of living area and they make $20 per hour, which is just below the minimum pay for breaking even in the area. However, jobs aren't paying much above that, even with degrees. So, their finances: income $2,600 per month take home, Amex $200 per month minimum payment with a $5,000 balance, which, by the way, this is disgusting. A $5 grand balance on your credit card. Disney credit card, $175 per month minimum payment, $3,500 balance. Storage unit, $240. Hode's house, furniture, and miscellaneous items. That seems really high for what? Like, that's per month, I'm assuming. You gotta get rid of the storage unit. Like, just get rid of all this crap. Give it away if you have to, like all the items in there. RV payment, $316. The vehicle payment, $466. They have a $6,000 negative equity. Vehicle insurance, $208, includes vehicle and RV. That is shockingly low for it to include both the vehicle and RV. Cell phone bill, $135. Groceries and miscellaneous household needs includes food and supplies for three cats, $600. Fuel cost, $350 to $400. Lot rent, $400. Typical for the area is $700 to $1,500. We'd obviously like to keep them as a tenant, though only if it works for everyone. Yeah, this is like a really, really bad situation, right? The problem is, I don't know what their credit score is, but number one, like the easiest thing to do, get rid of this storage unit. Like, if this is per month for this storage unit, you got really no other choice. Get rid of that storage unit. Now that vehicle payment, that honestly worries me because it's like you're paying so much for what vehicle? And you have $6,000 in negative equity in that. So I'm guessing they traded like an underwater car basically into a newer car. So they had a lot of debt on that car, right? That's horrible. $466 per month on just the vehicle. Man. Now the RV obviously is basically their home, and then also with the lot rent. So let's see. Basically, $400 plus their RV payment is $716. Man, like, hold on. Let me do this. Calculator. I want to see this. So their take home is 2,600 per month, right? Minus $200 for the Amex, minus 175 for the Disney credit card, which is such a weird credit card, minus 316. Actually, no. Let's do the storage unit. Minus 240 for the storage unit. Minus 316 for the RV payment. Minus 466 for the vehicle payment. Minus 208 for the insurance. Minus 135 for the cell phone bill, and groceries and miscellaneous household needs is minus $600. Their fuel costs are 350 to 400. We'll say we'll do, I don't know. Let's just go with the higher one, 400. So minus 400. Now we're in the negatives, by the way. And the lot rent, which is 400. So they are literally minus 540 a month. And if they didn't pay their lot, right? They're still negative 140 a month, right? So, yeah, they need to get rid of the storage place no matter what. They potentially need to find a credit card that does a zero balance transfer, like zero like interest rate balance transfer card, whatever. Basically, putting all of your credit card balances onto one card for like about a year without any interest on it, right? The only thing is that really varies on your credit score, right? I knew someone that had a perfect credit score and was able to do a balance transfer for all of their credit cards that were all like in the mid 20s, high 20s, that totaled to about like 50 grand onto one credit card for 2 years without any interest rate. Only because they had a perfect credit score. The bank was basically a bank that they were working with for decades, basically, and they were just, it was just like a deal that got offered to them, right? And it was like a crazy, crazy deal. But I don't know their situation in terms of their credit score, which probably isn't that good because they have balances on their credit card. So this is really bad, right? Because like you're not just living paycheck to paycheck at this rate, you are literally in the hole at minimum $140 in the hole, right? Not including your lot rent, which you gotta pay. And typically it's more expensive. So you would actually be more so like nearly 900 plus in the hole if they actually had to pay real lot rent. That's scary, right? Imagine being like negative 1,000, negative $2,000 a month. That is insane. So really, you gotta get rid of the storage unit. You got to either increase your pay or do something on the side, like a side gig, side job, part-time job, mainly part-time job just because it'd be like quicker for you to bring in money. Or okay, this is basically what if I was in this situation, what I would probably have to do is one, get rid of that storage unit. Just straight up get rid of that storage unit. Try to find a credit card or some loan company that would allow me to basically transfer all these balances to 0% interest rate for a year, right? So that my minimum, my total minimum would hopefully be a lot lower, and that I'm actually working on like lowering the actual amount of debt that I have. And then I would have to work a side job. I would have to work a part-time job next to the job that I'm already working at to bring in money to just pay, well, just to live, basically, just to live. And then on top of that, I'm probably going to have to do something, either like work at home in terms of like a commission or like some sort of sales job so that I could make a lot more money than just surviving because they're not even surviving at this point. Like this is such a scary situation. So let's check out some of these advice that some other people put. Sell the furniture and get rid of the storage unit. I mean, the reality is, I maybe sell the furniture, but really at this point, just get rid of the storage unit because you're costing yourself almost $300 a month on just recurring cost. Let's see. Yeah, having 8,500 outstanding on credit cards and a take-home income of $2,600 just doesn't work. They need either a higher paying job or a second job. Right now, they don't have the luxury of free time. They need to devote every spare moment to trying to make enough money to pay off the credit cards. If the credit cards are in check, that frees up a decent amount of breathing room in the budget. Yeah, I mean basically if they didn't have credit card debt, they would basically be okay. Well, they wouldn't be okay, right? They would still be negative per month. Yeah. They would still be negative per month, but they would almost be at an equilibrium. Almost. But they need to get their income higher. Now, this is the problem when you have so much debt, right? Because you are having monthly costs that just crush you. They crush your cash flow, right? Like if they had no debt at all, right? Their monthly cost would be the vehicle insurance, the cell phone bill, the fuel costs, and the lot rent. That's it, right? Which means they would free up, let's see, 200, 375. Actually, let me do this. I want to see how much they would actually free up in terms of cash flow if they had no debt at all, right? So 200 plus 175 plus 316 plus 466, right? So they would free up $1,157 per month if they did not have any debt at all. But think about it. Their total amount of debt in terms of like monthly payments is almost half of what they bring in. That's crazy. That is literally crazy. So it is 44.5% of their take home. Their monthly debt payments, their minimum monthly debt payments are 44.5% of their income. That is such a bad situation to be in. Not to mention, none of these debts are going to increase in value. Their car is going to go down in value. Their RV is going to go down in value. Their credit cards are consumables basically that they bought before. Like, literally, none of that debt would actually end up causing them to make money later down on the line. Like, for example, let's say that instead of the RV payment, they had a payment for like a mortgage for like a small home, right? At the very least, at least with the home, you're going to have some sort of appreciation, right? But with an RV, RVs only go down in value. RVs never go up in value. Period. It's the same thing with mobile homes. Mobile homes do not go up in value. But if you were to buy a mobile home on land, the land would potentially appreciate enough to cover the cost of depreciation of that mobile home or RV that you stick on it to where it justifies it. But in this situation, half of their income basically is on debt on items that will literally just go down to eventually nothing in terms of value. which is crazy to me. Like, like this is so sad to see because it's like they basically put themselves in a situation where they just completely screw themselves. Like they just straight up screw themselves. Now, basically, both of you are going to have to work part-time jobs on top of the jobs that you're already working to simply survive. Simply survive. And what's even sad, like sadder, is that if they didn't take any of this debt to begin with, right? Maybe bought like a really beaten up RV or really beaten up trailer or something with a beaten up car, they would probably actually be living an okay life in terms of cash flow, what they bring in, their type of lifestyle, etc. But they decided to go into debt in pretty much every facet and just completely screw themselves. Like, seeing stuff like this is just sad. Like, this is so sad to see. Lord. Let's see, anything else? Hmm. Yeah, their debt payments are nearly half their income if you include the car and RV. Whew. Lower expenses or increased income. Those are the only two solutions to a budget that doesn't work. It seems like the former will be hard without some life changes. Hate to say it, but this is why you don't do business with friends. Yeah, sad. Do they have any real plans for moving out of the RV anytime soon? It doesn't look like finances would allow that, so they probably need to ditch the storage unit, sell anything they can, and keep only the truly sentimental things. Take pictures of stuff sometimes works for sentimental things as well. That would save them almost 3K a year. Cell phone will seems way high. Is that paying for a phone and using it for their internet? They could try to switch providers to a cheaper plan. My cell bill is $180 per year with Mint. Groceries are also seem a bit high for one person. Is the fuel for the car to run the RV seems high, but I've never heard an RV. Okay. Yeah, this is bad. I mean, feel free to give your thoughts on this if you stumble upon this. But yeah, this is really not good because the only options for them are that they have to make more money and they have to cut their expenses because they're already negative per month, right? Like they don't even have a choice. They don't have a choice whether or not to just make more money. They don't have a choice whether or not to just spend less money, right? Because even if they did spend less money, they're still in the hole. If they were to make more money, they're still in the hole, right? They can only do both. They have to do both, which is crazy to me. Like this is such a bad financial situation that they got themselves into. Or I guess basically is it a single person? Okay, yeah, yeah. So just a single person. But man, this is so bad. So bad. This is why you need to stay out of debt or get out of debt if you do have debt. Like if you want to learn how to get out of debt, go to 40mbucks.com or in the description so you can learn how I got out of debt and grew my net worth because having monthly expenses like this just destroy you. They destroy you. And the worst part about this, in my opinion, is that they're not even in debt in anything that will appreciate. Literally nothing, right? I would understand more so if you are spending like 40% of your income on a home that will appreciate at the very least, because over time you would hopefully be making more money. Your expenses will basically stay the same because your mortgage will basically stay the same because you have the 30 years, whatever. But this is on an RV, on a car, on credit cards, everything that is just going the opposite way for you in terms of finances. Like, man, this is so